Hi, my name is Claude Landry. I'm going to tell you a story about that happened about 29 years ago. Remember it like it was yesterday. It's basically involves myself, and I was working up in northwestern Ontario in the gold mines, and I was working in what we call a raise. If you're not familiar with mining terms, a raise is basically a specialty underground mining skill, and you're basically mining up through the rock from the bottom up. Uh, and the machinery that we use for these type of raises are called Alamac raise climbers. And basically, a raise climber is basically a basket underneath a platform. So the basket sort of beneath the platform, and it's hooked onto a monorail. And when we start out flat. We bolt the monorail to the rock, and then we start mining 8 feet at a time, working our way up. So you lay in the basket, when you get in the basket, you're lying flat on your back. As you go up the opening, you're basically straight up. So anyway, we're 150 feet up the raise, and then the plan was to drive a secondary raise off the main Alamac. Now an Alamac raise is about 10 by 10 in diameter, so 10 feet by 10 feet, and the platform is 9 by 9. But these secondary raises are only 5 by 5. So basically, what you have to do is drive what we call the drift 6 feet in off the main Alamac, and then start driving up towards towards a level that would have a chute ready to dump muck down at these secondary raises. And these secondary raises are called fingers. So we're about 45 feet up the finger. So basically, we drive the Alamac up to the finger, we clean, we wash it a little bit, and then my partner says, "Okay, I'm going to go up and install the staging." And these secondary raises are driven conventionally. So basically, you have to bring your ladders, your platform, and stage up as you're going. So it's quite a bit of work, and it's pretty unique work as far as mining is concerned. So my partner says, "You stay down here and get everything ready to go up, all the tools that we need, and I'll go up there and I'll scale a raise and install the platform, and I'll let you know when it's time to come up." So I'm getting everything ready, and it takes me about 25 minutes, and then I don't hear anything up there. So I yelled out, I says, "Partner, are we good to go?" And I heard him say, "Come on up." So I started up the raise. I got about 12 feet up the raise, and he dropped a piece of loose on me about the size of a football. And what it did is it grazed the side of my head and got me in the shoulder, in the right shoulder, and basically knocked me clear off the ladder. Now the only thing that really saved me that day, saved my life, was probably that I didn't lose consciousness, because my hat flew off, my lamp broke, my hat ended up down at the bottom of the main raise, which would have been 12 plus 150 feet. And then what I did is I reached out and I grabbed the bolt that we had installed to hang our tools on. And basically, this bolt was just basically, we had 2 bolts actually, and I grabbed onto one of them. And then I started hollering at my partner, and I said, I didn't want him to drop anything else on me. So it finally got his attention, and he came down, and he was a mess. He thought he had really seriously hurt me. And he's looking down at me, and he sees the blood trickling down the side of my head, and no hat on, of course. It's pretty dirty. And so he got me up on my feet, and I started stretching and everything, and I felt fine, except for a little bit of pain, obviously in my right shoulder. So he brought me onto the main Alamac, the main platform. We had a first aid kit on there, cleaned me up, and he said, "Do you want to go to surface?" And I said, "No." I said, "I feel fine." I said, "I'll go down and get my hat," because we had a spare lamp on the Alamac, as well as a first aid kit. So he was able to clean up my cut. It was more than it was probably what I would call probably a deep scratch. It was nothing more than that. So I went down and got my hat, and we came up and continued our shift. Now, what happened was, if you're doing that, like in this day and age, that wouldn't cut it. It has to be reported. Back in, we're talking 30 years ago, 1986, what we did is, because you're working for a contractor, you don't go and report that kind of stuff, because they probably send you home. Say, listen, you lost a round, and you're not working safe, so go on home. So basically, what you did, if you were able to continue your shift, you did that. Nowadays, well, government holds industry accountable for safety, and in turn, industry holds their people accountable. So any kind of safety infraction or safety violation has to be reported, and if it's severe enough, there will be discipline. And rightly so. I mean, we're fighting towards zero harm, and that's the way it has to be. We have to cut these kind of things out. So answering a lot of the questions on the Safe Start card, it's basically, I was in a rush, and we're always in a rush, right? We want to get the round, bolted, and basically, when you're in a rush, and then of course, minors, 31 years old, I've been doing it for a while. Complacency sort of sets in, right? You're sure of what you have to do, and there's no questions asked. You just go about your business, and not thinking about what could happen, or what could or what can't happen. So basically, if you look at the critical errors, we're looking at a line of fire. I put myself in a line of fire. Definitely put myself in a line of fire. And of course, I didn't do any job analysis. Not once that I stopped to assess my risks and ask myself what the consequences could be, or if something went wrong. If I would have did that, I would have probably backed off and asked him for more clarity on what he had said. And he would have said, no, partner, hold up. And I would have been it. I would have backed off and waited for him to give me a call to come on up. So anyways, that's basically my story, and the ripple effect it could have had on my family also. And if you look at, I had 3 young boys at home and a young wife. So my message, through all this, is basically we have one life. Let's look after it.